Welcome back to the Daily Crypto Market Update. Bitcoin had another surprising Sunday close up 2.43%. I can't help but feel a little bit skeptical about the price of Bitcoin shooting up this high over the weekend. I'm happy that it's above resistance. I'm happy that it's held above the entire TBO cloud ever since it popped above it on Thursday, but moving up like this on Sunday feels like a setup. And there is something to be wary of, and that is a new CME gap, not just for Bitcoin, but it's also for Ethereum down here at 4,000, basically 4,100, and Solana, which is a lot closer at 181. Not trying to rain on the parade, but I am just a little bit cautious knowing that we pumped over the weekend, having a CME gap. The market's pretty happy right now. I'm seeing very strong bullish signs across the board, not to mention Ethereum, which we'll look at in a second. The main thing here, though, is that even with a pullback, nothing has really changed the slow line on the daily time frame. This is still a great looking chart for BTC. Now, it's clear that it is still under TBO resistance, not to mention all of the short squeeze liquidation powder. That's going to be starting at about 119K going up to 123K or so. So basically above the current price. My guess is that the push up yesterday is probably due to a lot of liquidations. But still, moving up this high over the weekend, it's not really the best setup in my opinion, but I'm happy to see it above resistance. That's impressive. Also, seeing volume up this high on a Sunday is very strange. It's very unusual for BTC. Again, probably a short squeeze. On the weekly time frame, one thing that's interesting is that even though we had a great close last week, it was not enough to push weekly RSI above 70. We really want to see this level above 70 because that means that there is a strong bullish trend intact. We should expect bullish continuation when we see weekly RSI above 70. Now, I want to go on to Ethereum. Ethereum had an incredible weekly close. Incredible on multiple parts. Yes, it has a CME gap below the current price by 4%, which isn't that bad, but any kind of pullback after making a new all-time high will spook the market for sure. The main thing is that it's super duper clear right here. Let me just go ahead and hide all this stuff. The fact that this is now the highest weekly close for Ethereum since, back over here, 2021. So you have to imagine how crazy bullish things are right now for that to happen. Yes, we have a CME gap. Yes, we have short-term support and resistance levels, so really a support level down here. Having a huge push on Saturday up 6% was a surprise. Yesterday held sideways. Today it's trying to struggle, but really we need to close that CME gap, in my opinion, ASAP. Even with a quick wick down, then we keep going up higher. Because the further away we get from that, it just creates a target. Now Ethereum could very much still be able to just pump higher. Weekend volume on a Saturday is massive because it hit that new local high, which is incredible. On the 4-hour time frame, we have a TBO breakout cluster here, not to mention on ETH/BTC. We also have a previous TBO breakout cluster right over here. Yes, our Ethereum long position is looking really, really, really good. Almost hit our take profit target even over the weekend. I wasn't really expecting that, but this is still incredible. This is wild stuff that's happening right now, like crazy. So again, we have a little bit of a predicament with the CME gap down here, and having such a big pump for Bitcoin over the weekend on a Sunday just makes it a little bit like, okay, hopefully we don't have a nice big fat pullback, which would really freak out the market. But again, the chart is very much strong bullish. The TBO is strong bullish. So on the 4-hour, have our breakouts, like everything is looking pretty solid. Now, Bitcoin dominance actually interrupted our TBO breakdown streak. I talked about this with our bear flag. So we had a loss of support on Thursday's close, Friday TBO breakdown, Saturday another TBO breakdown. But yesterday, because Bitcoin pumped, we see Bitcoin dominance moving up 1%, 1.01%. I don't know necessarily if we're going to see it shoot up here to test previously broken support, but that's kind of how this works. It's just that the diagram got moved up a little bit. So we could see something like this, where the price does something like this, maybe. but it just depends on how things go today, for sure. But this is still a great move. I'm not going to complain. The other thing to be aware of is that we had a second RSI reset confirmed yesterday, or literally just a couple of, 35 minutes ago. So having a massively oversold RSI level at 2.5, again, historically low. It's never been that low before, ever. And having a higher low could also be something not to worry about, but something just to pay attention to, that we could see a little bit of a bottom here. And now if Bitcoin starts to just rip out of nowhere and continue just to push higher and higher, it causes that short squeeze. We go up above 123,000, go right up here to 139, where my take profit target is short term, then yeah, Bitcoin dominance will increase significantly. So we're in a really weird spot right now, in my opinion. Stablecoin dominance. This one is looking great. Whatever happens right now, I actually expect stablecoin dominance to continue to fall. Despite seeing these bullish reversal signals last week and our TBT bullish diversions right here on the 31st of July, stablecoin dominance has actually lost support. Going over here to the 4-hour time frame, it actually moved below it. On the daily, this newly closed candle from yesterday, from Sunday for me, it just closed below support, which is awesome. Now, others dominance did the inverse, which is great. The 4-hour time frame has a better drawing here. And it actually has a bump and run, which is crazy. So we can see it pushing up higher, retracing back to support, bouncing off of it. Now, the main thing that was exciting about others dominance over the weekend was that on Saturday, it closed above the cloud. Like, that's crazy. Now, it wasn't enough momentum to stay above it yesterday. And if we have a bigger pullback for a CME gap being filled for Bitcoin, yeah, of course, we're going to see others dominance droop a little bit, but this is not the same chart we've been watching. Like, things are really starting to turn around for others.D. Now, the total crypto market cap, excluding stablecoins dominance, total ES, this is the total ES, period, not dominance. This and other charts, the total chart as well, right at TBO resistance. So current TBO resistance is at 3.68. It's this red dotted line right here that's automatically plotted by the TBO. Notice the close yesterday at 3.67. I would love to see it just push up higher. That'd be very exciting. We should see it do that, to be honest, because we have a very strong TBO slow line. All 4 lines are independently pointing up. It's very strong, bullish. Again, we just have that CME gap, which kind of puts a dent into our plans, unfortunately. But it's really strong bullish on all counts. Total E50, which is the total crypto market cap, excluding the top 50, closed on Saturday above overhead resistance. It held above it yesterday, but pierced back down. Again, if we get that pullback because of filling those CME gaps, we'll see this retrace, but this is starting to look pretty good. Total E100, very similar story. Actually, this is looking even better. It really is looking better because we have 1, 2, 3 days above overhead resistance. I hate how this gets all wonky when you change timeframes, but it's looking really, really good. Over here on all trading, I want to share a couple of things with you. There we go. So remember this automated long that opened up, and I was like, really? You want to open up a long here back on the 7th of August? Well, right now it's up 3.6%, which is great. Again, hands-free profit. I don't have to do anything. It just opens automatically, which is rad. Our ETH BTC position that I opened up, and I say our because I shared this in the Better Traders Club, is looking really good. I actually took profit on Saturday night. Yep, on Saturday night about 9 p.m. just because it was looking and feeling toppy to me. I could have actually let it run up a little bit more. It actually ran up from there another, 11%, but I took profit at 7. I still have some take profit targets left because I think that this could really run because Ethereum is looking very strong bullish right now. Also, there are lots of coins that are popping and doing weird stuff right now, like BMT. Anyone else catch this? So I have this yellow arrow right here. This first one is actually my entry position. And right here, this is my second order. I actually DCA'd into this position. This was a trade setup shared in the Better Traders Club. And my practice of this is when I have a DCA order, I always move my first take profit target down to where I entered originally. This is how I use DCA. By doing this, not only am I in the profit or in the green right now, but my break even has literally been moved down to my DCA order. That means that BMT could actually fall all the way down here and I would still be in a profit, which is crazy. Don't be surprised to see tokens pump like this literally out of nowhere. We're getting into that mode, which is a little bit scary because that's a signal that we're coming up towards the end of the bull market. Maybe. I mean, not right now immediately, but you get what I'm saying. Now, I'm still waiting on many positions to close, like one here for XRP. It's been open for 3 days. One here for Solana that's been open for 19 days, inching closer and closer. One here for storage that's been open for 19 days as well. It's currently in the profit or in the green. It needs to move up just a little bit higher. But the reality is that patience pays. I've talked about that all last week. That's exactly what I talk about at our courses at thebettertraders.com. I want you to go check out 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. This course literally helps you with everything you need to know to crush the crypto market. Now, it goes over passive and active trading strategies. It comes with one-on-one coaching. It comes with lessons on how to use alt trading and how to squeeze a lot of value out of it. Teach you how to use our free TBT signals that run passively 24/7 so you can accumulate coins instead of worry about when to enter, when to exit. The bots do all the buying and the selling for you. Plus, when you sign up for the course, you also get access to the Better Traders Club, 1 month trial to the trader tier. And we've just started this really awesome thing right here where we have weekly live streams for the Better Traders Club. Better Traders Club Live is what we're calling it. So you can join for just $1, but you don't get access to the TBO. You don't get access to watch lists or trade setups. You don't get access to the live streams. I really suggest you check out the trader tier. It's the best place to go. Now, I have a lot of charts and coins that I'm really excited to share with you today. Now, given what we're looking at, I know it's a little bit of a shaky way to start the week, but because we had a pump on Sunday, we need to be aware that we should see a little bit of a retracement or pullback, but things still look bullish across the board. And when I looked at all these charts this morning, I was like, there's a lot of good signs, a lot. Now, if you have a chart here that you don't see and you're like, wait, you didn't include this, you should do this one, leave a comment down below. And if you haven't hit the like button, like the video already. If you haven't subscribed, I mean, hello, I'm your new best friend. Let's do this. Hit the subscribe button and share this video with friends and family that you think might be interested in cryptocurrency because this is the time when friends and family start joining. Those are also warning signals that we're getting close to the end, just so you know. All right, so let's start. Crow had a great weekend. Remember, I was saying it really needs to push above the 382. We saw that happen on Friday. Saturday was a great move. Sunday, even better. But on the 4-hour time frame, a new TBO breakout cluster. But boom, the last one saw a little bit of a pullback, and then it moved up about 50%. Here's our little bit of a pullback. I don't know about 50%, but the next target here is up at the 0.5 fib level, which is about 38%. Link. This one had an incredible weekend. Honestly, shocking, really. On Thursday, I was just surprised that it moved up 10%, right up here to resistance. On Friday, it pushed above resistance and TBO resistance. On Saturday, it just kept going. And on the 4-hour, we have some TBO breakouts. Now, I want to help you out a little bit with these TBO breakouts. While these are great, while I love seeing TBO breakouts, there is an optimal location that you want to see these print on the chart. And after a chart has already pumped a lot, it becomes a little bit risky to follow these TBO breakouts. If we saw the breakouts like right here at the bottom of the move, I'd feel so much better. But seeing them after an explosive move that already shot up, from Thursday to Saturday, 3 days, 30%, and seeing them basically at the end of the move, it's a little bit like, Also, you saw that on the hourly time frame, we're seeing a lot of TBT bearish divergence clusters. Now, these aren't necessarily telling us it's the end of the world, because here's one right here. Yes, it it identified a pullback of 6%? And we saw a nice move up higher from then 40%. I get it. But still, we should be expecting some sort of a pullback or at least a pause for Chainlink, especially after a big move like that. Aerodrome, this one also had a really good weekend. Friday, it shot up 24%. On Saturday, 11%. Alts really enjoyed the weekend. They pumped into it. Kind of like I was saying, that's probably going to happen. Now that it's happened, here we go. And again, a TBO breakout cluster, it looks good. It really does look great. But the fact is that it pumped a lot and then printed these a little bit too late. So I'm kind of expecting a pullback. Now, ENA, this is actually a better setup. While the price is moving up, it's up 3% so far as of the filming of this video. Having these a lot closer to the current price action, or rather the previous price action before breaking out, is actually a much better look, in my opinion. But ENA is on fire. This one is doing such an amazing job, and the slow line is curling up a lot. IP, Story Protocol. This one has a TBO breakouts. They're very, very separated. Yesterday's move up 4% is good. On the 4-hour, there's no other breakouts, but this one is just looking much better. I'm honestly surprised and impressed at how well this is doing. Note what our bottom signal was right here. TBT bullish divergence cluster, the beginning of July. From here, we saw IP now climb up 121%. Juicy. Now, let's move on. Nexo. This one is not talked about a lot. It's a really strange looking chart because it has so much, so little price action and a lot of just weird wicks to the upside and the downside. It's not very organic, in my opinion. It's probably really heavily manipulated by market maker bots. But despite having our TBT bearish divergence, we had our little mini pullback, close long. Now we're seeing 2 TBO breakouts before the prices really reacted. Keep an eye on Nexo. I know it's a weird chart to talk about, but just keep an eye on it. And Lido Finance, also TBO breakout cluster after the chart's already pushed up 36%. So you know how I feel about that. Yes, I'm happy for Lido Finance. Yes, it's making a local high, which is great. It's very much overbought right now. Watch RSI too. This is another thing you can do. I use RSI with a length of 7. People ask me that a lot. One thing to keep in mind here is that when we see a high like this, 93.32, we want to watch RSI, ideally to see RSI meet or exceed this level. Newsflash, it's probably not going to happen, but it could happen. But if we see a lower high, that's a typical sign that we're seeing a little bit of exhaustion for this chart. Just so you know, we might see a little bit of a pullback, but volume looks great. Volume is incredible. Just, you've been warned. Now on the weekly time frame here, we have a confirmed TBO close short. Now I keep saying TBO. What is that? The TBO stands for the trending breakout indicator. It's this indicator that has the cloud, all the lines and everything, TBT divergence. This is a pro tier indicator available through the Better Traders Club. I've had people ask me, can I just get the indicators outside of the club? No, they're in the club on purpose because everyone is learning and using them together. Plus all the education, the training, it's all included in the club. We actually sold the TBO for the same price as the trader tier before, and people ended up just getting into the club. So it's like, okay, let's just bring this into the club. And that way we just put everything together instead of having 2 separate charges. So being part of the club is actually very much worth it. Speaking of, actually, this is awesome. I love this testimonial here. Just thought I would throw this in for anyone here considering the Smarter Trader course, which is our advanced active trading course. I purchased it and completed it a while back, never looked back. Thought I would try a little experiment and log back into an old Blowfin account I had prior to the course. It was a very unsuccessful futures account of $12. In the last 3 days, using techniques from the course and the TBO Pro, I've now grown it to $33, which is pretty good. It's over 100%. I know it's a small amount, but just add a couple of zeros to that. That's amazing. Using proper risk management and protecting my balance. So even with the smallest of balances, the course has proven successful in compounding profits on profits you can grow on any account. Yeah. And other fun things like this, like sharing information and stuff. This guy, Miro, has talked about GMX. I don't have it on my list, but I'll just show you the chart. He was talking about this chart recently, and it just absolutely pumped like crazy. Absolutely crazy. And yes, I did kind of talk about this with these 2 TBO closed shorts. Let's keep moving on. So speaking of closed shorts, which are bullish reversal signals, Ethereum Classic confirmed a second TBO closed short, like Lido Finance. Nice little segue, right? So this is a really bullish signal. It is super duper high above this green dotted line, which is TBO support. But still, when we see multiples of this, I pay attention. Curve Finance has done really well recently. While it's struggling a little bit to push up higher above this local high at about $1.36, it does have a TBO breakout. It does have a TBT bearish divergence up here. The main thing we have to focus on is the cloud. So even though we have a bearish divergence signal, which isn't really going to feel good, if the slow line is pointing up like this aggressively, that means that we should trust that the macro trend is moving up. We're going to see this echoed in a lot of other charts I'm going to look at next. XRP, similar story. The slow line continues to curl up actually even more aggressively, which is a good sign. Aptos, this one confirmed a TBO close short on Saturday, but more importantly, over the weekend, we have our TBT bullish divergence cluster confirmed at a closing price of 470, which is great. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean price is just going to absolutely rip from here, but I do think that Aptos has all the ingredients it needs to really move from here. I saw someone asking about this one as well. Maybe I need to make sure that I haven't. Yep. Okay, so again, why it helps to be in the Better Traders Club. Someone was asking, is it true that Aptos has a major coin unlock on the 13th of August? 1.73% is being unlocked on the 12th. Now, is that a major unlock? It's an unlock, 1.73%. It's a lot. I think once that unlocks, though, why wouldn't the price go up higher? Once that distribution has been made, I don't see why the price wouldn't move up higher. But again, I'm not looking for a measly 10%. I'm looking for a much bigger return, personally. Let's keep going. Solana confirmed a TBO open long on this last week's close, which is great. The weekly cloud continues to look bullish. On the daily time frame, Solana, the slow line is curling up. It's above overhead resistance. We can kill that. It has a CME gap, which will most likely get filled by the time I'm finished uploading this video, which is great. So this one will be done. But again, I'm waiting for this one to make a nice push. It had a great push up here above $200, just telling us, yeah, it can do it again. Why not? Hype is also having a great move. I am so surprised to find out that Hype is now a very high ranking coin. I don't know if you guys pay attention to this stuff, but if we go to the market cap ranking, it actually is shown over here on All Trading. Hype is a lot higher than I thought. It's actually above Chainlink. When did this happen? Hype has a $15 billion market cap. If we're counting the real coins, not stable coins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hype is the number 9 ranking cryptocurrency. What? I mean, it helps that it's had a huge injection of price action and volume, up 20% over the weekend. On the 4-hour time frame, no TBO breakouts yet, but it's just a really bullish looking chart. I'm really honestly surprised. Now, I wish everything was hunky-dory, awesome, amazing. But remember on the weekend, I told you on Friday, I was like, gosh, I really like how Pump has moved, but I kind of get the feeling that it's going to have a pullback. What did it do? It had a pullback. And it also confirmed a TBT bearish divergence signal on Saturday afternoon. So I didn't share this with you guys because I filmed the video on Saturday right around here before it even printed. But I just got the feeling, I think it's going to have a little bit of a pullback. Now, is it done? No, I don't necessarily think so. I just think it's had a short-term pullback, and I think it'll continue to drift up higher. There's nothing wrong. Pullbacks are really good. But again, when you see lots of just consecutive green candles, you should get suspicious. In the same way, when you see a lot of consecutive red candles, be suspicious. That's why I started talking about Pump and waiting for it to show a bottom, which it did with this hammer, even though it reversed back down. But I still think that Pump will push above the 382. The next target is up here at the 0.5 fib level. Now, again, not everything is hunky-dory amazing. Bonk is still struggling, even though the slow line continues to point up. It still looks strong bullish, but we have these two TBO closed longs. These are the inverse of TBO closed shorts, which are my favorite bullish reversal signals. We did close them, meaning that the price has now returned to the fast line, so that's a good sign, but we really want to see Bonk push back up to resistance from here. Really, really, really do. CFX has looked incredible. We had a huge pump here on the 20th of July, up 134%. TBT bearish divergence signal on the 1st of August. On the 4-hour time frame, we're seeing a lot of TBO close longs right here, these blue diamonds. Whenever we see a lot of these, whenever I do, I start to go, ooh, that's not good. Now, we could still see the price go up. I'm getting the feeling more that CFX will probably have a pullback. There is support down here. 43% would be pretty brutal. I don't necessarily think that will happen. But a good target is actually going to be here, which is oh, come on, mouse. Stop it. So we have the TBO fast line right there. Then the second line right here is the TBO medium fast line. while we will want to see a bounce from the fast line, which would be a nice springboard bounce, don't be surprised to see it fall down here to this next target of 1674. Now, for some must-watch coins, Litecoin is looking really good. The slow line continues to slowly drift up higher. Yesterday's close was positive 2.9%. More importantly, it's holding above historical resistance. I mean, major, major, major resistance, which is crazy. It's a good sign. So now we need to see it push above the 618, which will be difficult. Once it does, though, Litecoin should launch much higher. Pepe, this one has finally pushed above the cloud. It's starting to look a little bit like iffy, mainly because you can see how it's respecting historical resistance right here. Isn't that incredible? So wild how that works. Beam, remember this one? Talked about this one last week, saying, gosh, guys, watch out for this guy. I mean, it has TBT bullish divergence cluster right here. It's this indicator with the yellow tab. This is what I was looking at. Then we had a close short, my favorite bullish reversal signal. We saw Beam hit not just the first, not just the second, but the third resistance span in the span of 4 days. Great bullish reversal. Just an incredible move. It does have TBO resistance at about 0.008803. So you want to watch out for that. And Injective, I think this one was also requested by someone, as well as Arrow. I do read the comments. I do pay attention. It's not a bad looking chart. I just don't see any bullish things happening at all. 2 TBO close longs. It's not terrible. The slow line is moving up. I just don't see anything bullish on any time frames at all. Other than, I guess you could say, on balance volume, the moving average is moving up, but I struggle to see anything really exciting happening with this chart when there is literally so much happening everywhere else. Again, go to thebettertraders.com. Click the links down below. Also, check out the link for Femex. Sign up to that so you can use the copy trading signals that I'm sending for Solana, SUI, and SPX. Make sure that you're subscribed and you get alerts. And I want you to watch this video that's going to pop up right here that I shared yesterday about how I trade pumpy charts and how you can trade them too. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.